What is the root of Voldemort's evil? How did he develop such a sadistic nature of behaviour? And what factored into one of the greatest students to ever walk the halls of Hogwarts having an ambition to become the totalitarian dictator of the wizarding world? It is widely thought that the type of environment a human is raised in actually influences their personality development. This isn't always the case, but if you look at certain villains through many different books and movies, it's always their childhood that affects and more or less shapes the person they become. For example, let's move away from Harry Potter for a moment and look at Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars. He grew up as a slave, had no father, had to leave his mother at such a young age, and watched her die also. It seems that so many of these villains all have something in common, and that's the environment they grew up in. I do believe personally that there is no such thing as evil. I believe evil is someone's perception of what they believe is good. Albus Dumbledore and Gellert Grindelwald, for example, plan to commit the horrific crime of enslaving the Muggle race, something that many of us would agree is an evil deed, but their perception for carrying out this act was for the greater good. But for the sake of the term itself, there are several key factors that are the root of Tom Riddle's evil. And yes, the first reason everyone will think of is the fact that he was conceived under the influence of a love potion. But here's why that's so important. How many divorces of magical born couples happened in Harry Potter? Can you think of any? I certainly can't. And how many couples do you see in Harry Potter? How many examples of happy relationships do we come to know? Molly and Arthur, Remus and Tonks, James and Lily, Harry and Ginny, Ron and Hermione, and so on and so forth. You see, love in the magical world is different from love in the Muggle world. In the Muggle world, love can exist, but it's not always permanent. Yet in the magical world, it seems to be a binding contract that connects two people for life. Love in the magical world truly exists because love is a form of magic itself, the only form that can't be reproduced with a wand. So, for Tom Riddle to be conceived in a relationship that was one-sided and unnatural, Tom himself was born an unnatural human being. If you think about it, there's not been any wizard before or after Tom who's even come close to matching his greatness. So although it's widely known about the situation of Tom's birth, this is why I think it plays such an important part. It seems as though Tom had an uphill battle from the moment he was born. And it was an uphill battle for young Tom. While he should have been experiencing all aspects of what many would consider a normal childhood, he instead spent his most impressionable years in Wold's orphanage. The orphanage is gloomy, dull, and it is painted as an environment where power and coercion rule the weak. Tom is already fending for himself, a hardened boy, convinced that power is the only way to survive, and later going on to believe instead that power is the only way to live. He is unwilling to trust or confide in anyone, even refusing Dumbledore's offer to accompany him to Diagon Alley. And if competition to survive the orphanage wasn't enough, Tom was sorted into Slytherin, populated with cunning, ambitious and power-hungry wizards seeking greatness. This further fueled Riddle's already warped views on power and just how much he could gain. Slowly his personality unwrapped as Tom seemed to find motivation in his flaws. The fact that he was half-blood pushed him to prove himself that he could be just as powerful and surpass the pure-blood students who posed a challenge. Tom would shatter the status quo of pure-blood supremacy, which ironically would be the focal point of his campaign in years to come. Tom felt he was on a par, if not better, than pure-blood wizards, but his arrogance led him to believe that through his talents alone, he and only he was a special case, and pure-blood supremacy needed to be law. The biggest factor was the lack of a mother's love, such an important theme throughout Harry Potter. In fact, Tom and Harry both grew up without a mother's love, yet went down such different paths. A staunch reminder of the choices we choose to make. I thoroughly believe Tom's life would have been much different if Morobgon had lived to take care of her young boy. But if that was the case, we would not have much of a story. Thank you very much for watching today's video, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it as much as I hope, please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. It really does go a long way. Most importantly, my question for you today is, what other factors do you think were the root of Tom Riddle's evil? Let me know what you think in the comments below. As I previously mentioned, don't forget to give the video a like, and most importantly, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Thank you very much and have a great day.